Hello, humans. Welcome to Married at First Fight. Okay, we're going to get into season 20, episode 3. Okay, let me give my disclaimer. I am a sociologist with a background in psychology. I am a people watcher. I love reality TV. I'm also an empath, and I hate to hurt people's feelings or come across as mean. But when we're getting into the mess, especially when it comes to matchmaking shows and, pointing out the flaws in the process and the matchmaking and just being humans in general, we kind of have to get a little candid and kind of go there. I try to say things in a way that isn't offensive, but I mean, I'm human as well, so give me a little leeway and take everything that I say with a grain of salt. Now let's get back into Nikki and Sean. Okay, biggest development, some green flags here. Their first conversation seemed surprisingly strong. They actually seem to have a lot in common, and seem like they could actually build something really strong on an intellectual level, which, I mean, Nikki did say that she's somewhat of a sapiosexual, so it could actually be working out in his favor. They do seem to check a lot of boxes for one another. Sean acknowledged that he has moved too fast physically in past relationships, and he also made it clear that he is willing to wait for her. I think that's a green flag, right? Yellow flags. Reality did kick in. Sean bit off the garter belt. I was not really, I mean, I know that's a thing, but I feel like, given that she wasn't even really into it, I think that was a bit much. He also immediately asked for a kiss after he did that, and in front of everybody. I feel like she felt she couldn't say no. He also later joked about if she wanted to do 69 and said, "Oh, I'm joking. Yeah, that reminds me of the Nelly song. Oh, I'm just kidding, like Jason. What? Unless you're gonna do it." Like, if she would have said yeah, he would have ripped all his clothes off. So was that really a joke? And even she was like, "Is it a joke?" I don't think it was a joke. He said he normally sleeps with just shorts on. She asked him to wear a shirt. I don't think she is feeling him physically at all at the moment, which again is fine because it can grow sometimes, but sometimes somebody is so far away from your type that it kind of never gets there. So I'm hoping that that's not the case. But the fact that she refused to kiss him later in the day, it was like, "Oh, I don't want to kiss you every 5 minutes," kind of shows that she felt a little pressured in front of everyone. And whenever she was by herself, she was like, "Yeah, no, like, scale this back a little bit. You're doing a little too much." But at the same time, she did admit that her favorite position is 69. So, I mean, you never know, like she may be full of surprises, and she may be one of those ones that turns around in a major way, and we're actually looking at them in a few weeks like, wow, they actually, seem like they like each other. But when it comes to them, attraction is my biggest concern. He's definitely into her, but I don't know if she's gonna get there with him. I guess we'll see. Caitlyn and Devin. Okay, biggest developments. They had great conversation, great chemistry from the beginning. Similar personalities. She works remotely, and that's something he said he wants because he travels as a professional rugby player. So I think their lifestyles will fit together quite nicely. He opened up about not having a father and wanting to be a father, which a lot of times when someone is aware of how their father's absence has affected them, they are, resolute in being the best father ever. So that could be a great thing for them. Caitlyn's father was there. He's you know what? I want to be fair to Caitlyn's father, because part of me wants to say that he's kind of overbearing, right? Because she's an adult. She has submitted to this process. She's clearly going to do it either way. You even showed up to the wedding but refused to walk her down the aisle. To me, that was more of like a kicking and screaming visual protesting. So it makes me wonder how much he actually meddles in her personal affairs. Yeah, I was a little concerned about that. He also centered himself at a random point during the wedding. He also centered himself at a random point during the reception. But he did say at that point that they had won him over and that he was glad that he came and he was rooting for them. But it just makes me wonder, like, how he reacts when he doesn't like how things are going on. 'Cause he seems like he will speak up rather quickly, which a lot of times when it's someone else's marriage ends up just causing problems between everyone. But I will say, with their energy and their chemistry and their communication and their attraction to one another, they are, pretty much the top couple right now. I actually like these two a lot. Um, Nick and Courtney, biggest developments. Courtney admitted she's afraid that Nick will get bored of her. I think that's a red flag, guys, because it's like minute one and he hasn't shown any signs of getting bored of her that I've seen. But I just think it's her fear of abandonment that is kind of already playing out. Nick did question her tanning habits. He's like, "Wait, you tan all the time? That's like horrible. We're gonna have to talk about that." But he did say that he liked that she took off her makeup immediately because it meant that she was feeling comfortable. So I mean, they're getting some intimacy there. Courtney is officially also suspicious of his reality TV history. Once her friends started talking about it, she clocked it immediately and is like, wait, so is this just another reality TV show moment, or is he genuinely here to be married at first sight? Now, jury's still out, right? I don't really know if we can trust Nick, guys. I mean, like I said, he's from the circle, no shade, but those guys know how to play the reality TV game. So is he really into it as much as he's pretending, or is he just like getting a good reality TV moment so that he can up his little reality star to, I guess he said he's a D-list celebrity. Maybe he wants to be C-list or B-list, you know what I mean? But still pretty promising overall. They do seem to have decent chemistry. Mecca and Belle Jolie. His father made a bizarre erection joke, which I just found to be like, what are we doing? Mecca is already worried that Belle Jolie will think that he's weird for some reason, even though she said she's also weird. Again, I just think it goes back to his insecurities and feeling unlovable, which I'm hoping that he will reel in, but I honestly don't think that he is. I think this might be a runaway train, guys. I'm sorry. I actually like them together, but I don't know. Like I said this from the beginning, I don't know if he's going to be able to accept love in the way that it's coming now, because he has been matched with this woman, so he will always have in the back of his head whether she would have actually chosen him outside of the scenario, and we would never know, right? Because they met on the show. Also, his father's humor is definitely humiliating. I am wondering, how much more of that he is going to be able to take, because it's like, but at the same time, Belle was like, dang, why y'all doing my husband like this? Like, she was visibly uncomfortable the entire time his father was doing that. So I don't know. His father definitely seems to be a problem. Felipe and Tori, biggest developments. Tori gave Felipe's mother the first piece of wedding cake after he gave it to her upon saying that the most important person gets the first piece of cake. I thought that was beautiful. Now, is she really like that? Which she seems to be, but is she really actually like that, or is this just like something that she's doing to impress them, or does she have people pleasing habits? Because that can also be very dangerous in this situation. Felipe loves the party. She doesn't necessarily seem like that type. Now, she might feel like she has to because his whole family is kind of partying, you know what I mean? So she might take on a lifestyle that is not really for her, just to kind of appease them, and then at some point end up resenting everything. So jury's still out on that, but I actually love them. I think they're a really good looking couple. I think they complement each other pretty well. It's all about whether or not they can maintain that balance without one person having to go way over to the other side. Um, Cameron and Michelle, biggest development. Cameron admitted that his longest relationship was, drum roll please, 6 freaking months. Are you kidding me? I can't even believe he was cast on this show. Yes, he's good on paper. He admitted that maybe he's too picky. You think maybe, like, I don't think that it was a thing of, like he said, oh well, some of it was bad timing and some of it, I genuinely think he is just a picky person, and he has, all these accolades and feels like he is always the prize in the relationship, right? So I do think that he will probably trend towards being overly nitpicky or controlling or condescending or something of that nature. I don't think he's necessarily built for a long-term relationship, and again, I don't think this was the place to find out. I would have loved for him to have had at least one, long-term relationship, that at least a couple years. This just seems like possibly a dumpster fire waiting to happen, but I guess we'll see. I would say the winners of this episode are Caitlyn and Devin. I think that they really have a lot going. Now, obviously, there's another side to it. I'm interested to find out what that will be, because no couple is perfect. I just hope that the other side is not, big enough to overshadow everything they have going. Felipe and Tori, so far they love her, but it seems to be very surface level. Like I said, I just think they're like, oh my god, she's gorgeous, oh my god, but it's like, are they really, invested when in the ups and downs? Like when they see the parts of her that they don't like, are they still going to support her in the same way? Who knows? I feel like Nick and Courtney still have a strong foundation. We know they both have vulnerabilities. His is transparency and hers is insecurity. So I guess we'll see. Biggest red flags: Cameron's 6-month relationship history, Sean saying he'll move slowly while repeatedly initiating physical intimacy, Mecca anticipating rejection before Belle Jolie has actually rejected him, and Mecca's father continuing to embarrass him in public. At the end of the day, I still, for the most part, like most of the couples. Cameron and Michelle are just going to come across as the biggest red flag, because I know that she is ready for a lifelong partnership. I don't know if Cameron is. I think he's just at that place in his life where some successful men get, where it's like, well, they don't want to be alone anymore, and a marriage sounds nice, but that doesn't mean he's actually genuinely ready for one. So I guess as time goes on, we'll really see what these two are made of, but that's all I got for now, guys. Later.